It is D-A-D. It's Dynamite After Dark, baby. And as JB says, hit the music.
Woo!
He's Batman.
There is Batman. We're not here to discuss Batman, but we got Batman on the panel. This is your October 18th, 2023 edition of Dynamite After Dark, baby. I am the effing expert, Mr. Isaacs, and I am the maitre d' this evening. I'm the MC, Master of Ceremonies, and I don't know where Canada Dry went. We got Batman here.
It's me. It's me. It's not really Batman. I'm not Bruce Wayne.
I was like, is it you all along?
No, it's Halloween. Come on, it's Halloween.
You got me again, damn it.
I got you again.
I thought
I don't dress up in strange costumes.
I'm just going to say, we need to be very clear with this because we do not need the Enlightened One showing up mad.
You know, I've never met him.
I understand that, but I think he doesn't like too many other masked people encroaching on his territory. I'm just saying.
I'll be careful with that. I am, of course, the patron saint of professional wrestling. I am that gingered up, bubbly son of a bitch. My name is Canada Dry. Halos up.
Halos up.
Halos up indeed. This was a great show tonight. I really enjoyed this.
Yeah, absolutely. But before we get there, Canada Dry, you're getting a little ahead of me there, brother.
I do get ahead sometimes.
You do get ahead. You get ahead on you. And I'm surprised where you're Canadian, your head doesn't like disconnect when you talk like on South Park.
You know, I took care of that when I was young. I had surgery. I had that surgery so I could pose as an American and people won't know.
Well, guys, you know how we do. We've got our usual Saturday night threesome here on a Wednesday.
We are taking over the channel.
Threesome on a Wednesday? Are you crazy?
It's getting crazy around here, fellas.
Let us look to see in the comments, see who's there. We got Rennie Taga. Can you pronounce this? Because I'm not.
Rennie Takagi.
Yes, you got it down. Welcome to the show. And we got Caleb.
What's up, Caleb?
All effing wrestling, my people, my schniz.
Caleb, glad to have you here, my man, as always. He told me on Facebook he's going to be watching the show. So,
hey, I got a question real quick.
Yeah.
I was sitting here watching our opening roll, our great intro. How old is that picture, Canada Dry?
Of me?
Yes, of you.
Which one?
The one that's the first one we see.
The still image.
In the still image where it says the Podfather. That picture that JFB used. How old is that picture?
What am I wearing in that picture?
A Blue Jay shirt, I believe.
That's a couple years old.
I'll say because like the picture that's of me and my son, that's at least 8 years old. He's not that old in that picture.
I'm not a baby anymore.
Yeah, because he turns 9 in 2 weeks. So
I was going to ask you about that because, like, how does your son feel about being on the podcast as a baby?
He doesn't know. He's sleeping by the time this comes on. So
he's like,
infringe on my rights to put me on the show. He's going to be like that Nirvana baby and sue us later.
Yeah.
No, because there's no nudity, so it's fine.
My Dangaling was on your album cover that sold millions of copies.
And as always, our faithful friend Noob is in the house.
What is up, Noob?
What's up, Noob? How you doing?
To see him here.
We also get a happy birthday to the GM's son.
Thank you, Caleb. So real quick, there was some pretty big news that broke. I know it's not AEW related.
Yeah, what's up?
But NWA is getting a TV show on national television.
Yes.
And this is pretty big news because it's going to the CW. And here in the States, that's every household gets the CW. So that's big.
Which is amazing because it's already getting better TV coverage than Impact.
Yeah. And on top of that, not only it's NWA Power, so that's what their Saturday show that's going, right? Because Power is what they do on Saturdays normally.
No, USA is Saturday.
Okay, so USA. It is their
It's their main show.
So the main show is going, and on top of that, they're also getting like a reality-based TV show.
Now, the original post said that there was 2 different networks, and
I was under the assumption
it's only the CW.
I think it might be 2 contracts with the CW.
That's good possible. Now, I didn't load it up, but I have a quote from Brian Idol, NWA wrestler.
Okay.
And so what he had to say, let's see, load this up really quickly. He said, I think it's a great thing for the NWA and up-and-coming wrestlers and wrestling in general. Billy Corgan is awesome.
I like that little last line there. Yeah. For those of you that aren't in America, we basically have the big 4 networks of Fox, ABC, NBC, and CBS. Now, the CW network, I believe, is owned by CBS, if I'm not mistaken. But there's a CW affiliate.
Didn't CW used to be UPN?
Yes.
Yep.
It was UPN like 20 years ago.
And didn't we used to have Raw or SmackDown on there?
SmackDown was on UPN. Yeah. That's
so so they're pretty much getting wrestling back using the NWA.
Yeah. I mean, this is literally the network of channels. There's a local regional version of CW in each television market. So I mean, literally anybody with an antenna can get CW. It's everywhere. Yeah. And this is, I mean, it's the network of channels that SmackDown used to air on. Yeah. I mean, that's where they debuted, UPN. That's what it was known as back then.
I'm curious as to when they're going to be on TV. Like what day? What time?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm curious too. I don't think
they're going to try to get the Tuesday like they have.
I think so. I don't know. There's a lot of localized regional content that goes on weeknights.
Actually, what I would do?
See, it won't be an issue.
I would do Saturday mornings.
That's possible. But you know what? Like, I don't think that's going to be an issue because the CW has literally canceled all their superhero shows. Like, the whole Arrowverse is gone pretty much. And that took up Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday night.
It did.
So I don't think it's an issue anymore.
I know that my local CW channel also carries OVW. So that'd be interesting. Excuse me. Maybe they could put those back to back.
Maybe OVW will become a territory of NWA.
That would be cool.
Very real possibility.
Like, like I like the territory system that they're trying to bring back. Like, because you're making these indie wrestling federations relevant again.
Yeah. I really hope like that Billy Corgan makes the NWA what it like more of a governing body that just used to cover a whole bunch of different individual things. And because now you can just showcase them on your TV and it's going to make you better.
Well, the cool thing about doing that is if you got a star in say an indie promotion, you're like, this kid is amazing. And you can be like, well, can we bring him over for a few shows to NWA? And they're like, of course, because it gets the bigger, it gets talent to say where he's from and whatnot. So
can you bring up Noob's comment? The last one. What do you think the odds of that actually happening now that they have a major TV deal coming?
Well, I think it increases it because, like, I think they can afford Brian Idol, but Natalia, like, she gets way more for independent booking than she would for what an NWA contract would give her. So she's reluctant to sign a lower contract with NWA because
maybe she can sign a contract with NWA like a lot of like, and when AEW first started, is like, yes, you work with us, but you're allowed to go do your indie things. It's just that we take priority.
Yeah, so I think they can afford maybe her price now because they're getting that CW money.
Yeah.
Here's what I'm glad about this NWA deal, because when I first heard they were getting a television deal, I was like, oh, okay, it's going to be one of these shit channels that nobody gets. That's going to be in 15%.
With like Lucha Underground on El Rey Network.
Oh God, yes, El Rey. Like I had to quit watching it because I got rid of DirecTV, and that was like
we will show you Brian Idol a little bit later. We have a clip we'll show from his wrestling school, so we'll show you a little bit later on that.
We're getting there. But I was afraid that NWA was going to get on one of these shit channels like Access TV or something like that hardly anybody has.
Yeah.
But this is big. Like this is legitimately big. So I'm pretty excited about it.
Yeah, you can like it changes the game for them, I think.
Yes, it does.
Absolutely.
Because even back in the day, NWA was really only on regional. It was never on a national television channel. Like really, it was always regional. So.
And the cool thing about NWA, it has that brand.
It's got name recognition.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you can build around that brand, then there's no telling how far you can go.
The old timers
and you got the rock star behind it. So like there's potential.
The old timers in the South, they'll know what you mean when you say NWA.
Right.
I mean, they'll know.
They're not talking about the rap group, right?
No.
I mean, so many times I'm looking for NWA on YouTube and I have to go right past the music.
Yeah. You probably much have to spell out National Wrestling Alliance. Yeah. But yeah, like in the South, NWA was bigger than WWE. It just was.
Yes.
So like any 50-plus-year-old guy here in the South that used to watch wrestling, they know what NWA is. You start running ads for NWA on CW that all these people can get on their antennas, this could organically grow. I could see that happening.
Like this is like the ultimate opportunity to get those legitimate lapsed fans from years ago.
Yeah. I mean, I literally have members of my family, older members of my family that are like in their 50s and 60s that stopped watching wrestling when WCW ended.
Yeah, I can see that.
They never watched WWE. It just wasn't a thing for them. When that NWA lineage ended with WCW's demise, that was it. Never watched it again. So
now this is what I do. Sign Markova and put the belt on her. You got to put the belt on her. I've got a feeling that they're going to be the tag team champions of this next pay-per-view because they're going for the tag belts.
Nice. Well, we'll be rooting for her regardless because she's one of us. Yeah. So we got to root for her. Gentlemen, we got a Dynamite to talk about here.
Yeah.
Let's say we get into the thick of things and discuss why we are here. Why we are having a threesome on a Wednesday night. We're here to talk about Dynamite. Let's
go why.
Did you know in AFW in our prediction league, we have a lube on a pole match?
Oh, Jesus.
Bad Take Cade versus the Blonde Wonder in a lube on a pole match.
Hey,
I'm curious to see who wins this thing.
My question was never answered, though.
What?
Like, is the lube physically on the pole or not?
I imagine it's like a hook that kind of just hanging there, and you got to take it off.
We're going to need whoever designed this match to come on and explain the rules.
Okay, so the match was my idea, but Dallas booked it.
Okay. So is the lube on the pole, or you get like Joe said, or do you get the lube in a tube from the pole, and then do you have to like do something with the lube to win?
Okay, so once you pin your opponent, you get to do whatever you want with that lube after the match.
You better have that.
The winner.
You better have the blackout button on standby for that.
Hey-oh!
Will you stop? Will you stop?
Nice. I like that.
Anytime Canada Dry gets out of line, that's what it's going to be from now on.
Well, I didn't hear that. Say that again. Will you stop? It needs to be close to the mic, I think.
Well, the sound clip's not very loud. Maybe I can bring it into Audacity and raise the volume level a little bit.
And we got a censor button.
Attach it. It mutes the microphone whenever I press it. It used to have a beep. I could put the beep back on it, but until then, we've got that or...
Yeah, that's a good one. I swear that Vince McMahon got you're fired from the Jetsons.
From the Jetsons?
Yes, because you remember Spacely used to fire George
Sprocket,
Jetson.
Right?
Yes, he used to fire Jetson weekly. You're fired.
You're fired. I do remember that. Yeah. What a
I swear
he
stole it from Spacely Sprockets.
Wouldn't that be amazing if we found out that Vince McMahon was like a huge super fan of the Jetsons? Just such a random thing about his life.
Vince McMahon, fuck Cogswell Cogs.
We are 16 minutes in, gentlemen. We got to get to match number 1 here. Match number 1. We had Penta versus Jay White. Gentlemen, I want to know what you guys thought of this match. I had this match being the main event.
So did I.
And it ended up opening the damn show.
I got the opener wrong. I got the main event wrong.
Well, I mean, when you get that wrong, it's pretty elementary. You're getting.
I had the main event opening.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah, I did too. I had the battle.
Yeah, I did too. Because for like the last 3 years, it's been the Dynamite Battle Royal opening the show.
Yeah.
I had Kenny Omega main eventing, so they threw us there.
Yeah, I had Kenny Omega main eventing too. Golden Graham, what do you think of the opening match?
Oh, I enjoyed this match. It was fun, high pace, just from the start, just people flying. Like it was just, it's another great example of why I love AEW. There was like no downtime in this match. It was just go, tell the story, nice flow, pacing was great. Like
Caleb wants us to talk about his match.
What was his match?
Who are you against, Caleb?
I can't remember.
You have to remind us.
Caleb was in a 4-way match for a shot at the DTW title.
Oh, he was in a 4-way. Damn.
That's too many.
Caleb,
3 is good. 4 is too many.
It's 1 too many, guys. Like we like our threesomes here on Dynamite.
Oh yeah, tribute to Suzanne Summers.
Yes. Yes. Suzanne Summers. She was great. I remember when I was in high school, I used to watch Step by Step.
Yes.
Yeah. That was a great show. It was one of those TGIF shows.
Company. I still watch them on what's that? Deja Vu.
Deja Vu. I think I've heard of that.
Canada.
Well, I will discuss the match next, and then we'll go to Canada Dry. I agree with what Joe Graham said. I think this was a very good match. It was a hot opener. I love Jay White. Penta, when he's really motivated, can put on a great match. I am getting a little tired of the, I'm going to slap you and let you slap me spot, but at least they made it look a little cooler than, some of the other guys, the Japanese guys that get in there and do it. But this was a great match. I really enjoyed it. It was a great way to start the show. I did have it being the main event in my predictions, but whatever. Still a great match. Canada Dry, what'd you think?
I really enjoyed this. I love the chemistry between these two. But you gotta be honest, like Penta El Zero, he can have a good match with anyone. And Jay White, he's Jay White. So I thought that this was well done by everyone a part of it. And just a little disappointed it was first.
Yeah.
Yeah, this should have been the main event, especially since they're building up Jay White and MJF.
Well, yeah, at least, yeah, whatever. we'll let it go.
Yeah, and moving on to the next segment here, we've got MJF with the Acclaimed. I know our Canada Draw's laughing. He's laughing here because he and I both kind of tuned out of this. Trying to figure out what happened. Well, what we could gather, though, is that MJF was telling the Acclaimed that he didn't want their help, didn't need their help. And Max Caster did his weird little flirtation thing of, well, maybe I'll wrestle you next week and I'll take the ring from you and then you can put the ring on my finger.
No, it was, you'll have to put a ring on it, was his exact words.
Yes, Beyonce style.
Very, very strange, but yeah. What do you guys make of this? Canada, what do you think of this whole like love affair with Max and Max here?
I love how they're built this up over like it's getting stronger. Like the relationship between Max and MJF is getting stronger as the weeks go by, and they're building it slowly. And like, not to get ahead of myself, but later on in the night, we really see it come to fruition.
Yeah. Golden Graham, what'd you think of this segment?
I'm really starting to love this. Like, because Max, his character development, like, is something I have criticized him about a lot. But these last couple weeks with this, like, I've really enjoyed it. Hey, it's Fruit Cat.
Fruit Cat. Right.
But
I was about to make a joke that was not going to be good for YouTube.
Why is Caleb saying this?
But it's nice that even though this started as a Twitter thing, it doesn't feel forced anymore. So I'll give them, they get an A+ for that. So
yeah, I was about to, God, if this was on like an R-rated podcast, I would have thrown out, we just added our first P word to this all male threesome. So. All right, moving on. We've got a Adam Copeland sit down with Renee. Now, guys, I have to say, it looked like they were sitting in a house that was being constructed. Like, where were they sitting at? Like, what it was like literally like they were building a house, but they hadn't like put the drywall up yet.
I'm not sure.
It's such a weird setting for an interview, but Adam Copeland basically says that.
Hey, where do you want to do this interview? We have some nice couches and like a nice. I think we should go over to where the construction people are over there.
I was expecting Bob Vila to come in with a tape measure. Just start like measuring the boards behind them.
That would have actually been hilarious. He just coming. Pardon me, guys. Just doing some.
What would better yet is like Tim Allen from Tim the Toolman Taylor.
This is a little cameo.
Well, he feuded with Bob Vila, right? Like he didn't like him because he had a national show and Tim's was just localized. So maybe they could have like both been on the scene and they got into a fight.
That would have been hilarious.
Challenge you next week, and then they said, they gotta give the people what they want.
Anyways, Adam Copeland goes on, explains basically in a nutshell, and I'm paraphrasing, that he trained at a wrestling school for a year longer than Christian, and Christian kind of resented him for that. And even though he was his best friend and Hall of Fame tag team partners with him for many, many, many years, he waited till just now to stab him in the back. So that was very interesting. Golden Graham, what did you think of the sit down with Renee and Mr. Copeland? I
enjoyed it. I mean, other than the fact that he destroyed the kayfabe of Edge and Christian were brothers in the WWF. But no, like, I mean, it's Adam Copeland. It's Edge. He's not going to deliver a bad promo. And like he said before, he enjoys the details of storytelling, and he's got that from being an actor and being on set. So like I think he's going to bring so much to the production and like the storytelling of AEW. And you can already see it with him and Christian. Like this, I loved it. It's set up like he's not just saying to say. He actually told a story and took us along, and it was great. I loved it.
I just wish he had touched on when they became vampires.
That would have been great.
Canada, what do you think of this segment?
It was great. I do think that it would have been cool if they touched on the Brood a little bit. We were sucking blood together. We drank blood together.
We came in, yeah, and we were vampires.
Yes. Yeah, so they both were supposed to have written essays on why they should get the free ride at the wrestling school. And Christian Cage just didn't do it.
And he resented
it. Then he had to build up his friend. You know, you're perfect for this wrestling thing. Come on. And then Adam Copeland gets into WWE and pretty much drags Christian along. Like, I love how he tells us. It's like, it's because of me you had anything. And pretty much is like, you're pretty much the one thing I would criticize is kind of like, he's being a dick about it without being a dick about it, if you know what I mean.
Right.
Because you don't need to say these things like.
Oh, I think in this instance, it's perfect. Adam Copeland came in trying to be the nice friend. Now he's just got to slap some reality back into Christian.
True.
I like it.
This was a rated R rebuttal, but I didn't hear any cursing.
Wasn't very rated R, though.
No. I was a little disappointed. I was like, a rated R rebuttal? Are we about to get like a Bill Burr-esque type rant here? Like, is that what we're going to do?
There's no rated R about Adam Copeland in a very long time. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I mean, let's face it.
The real last rated R moment was his live sex celebration.
Yeah,
so.
the PG-14 phase.
The Bird is not the only one.
No, I think you could argue him spearing Mick Foley through a flaming table might be rated R.
That was awesome. That was awesome, though. Great WrestleMania moment. Moving on here. We've got a favorite here, guys. An all effing wrestling favorite. A squishy affair of a match.
Oh, no, my Halloween decorations.
As Canada Dry set falls apart. I didn't even get the name of no, it was Ryan Nemeth, right?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, that's right. I was getting confused with Murder Hawk later, but we'll get to that. Yeah, so Wardlow gets in the ring, Nemeth charges at him. I like that. I like that from a storytelling perspective because that says that, hey, Nemeth scouted Wardlow the past couple weeks, saw him come in and straight up kill people. Yeah. So he's like, I'm going to jump on him as soon as he gets in the ring. So nice little storytelling there. Good strategy on Nemeth's part. Of course, he got one power bomb and died.
Which is...
But let's just talk about that a bit because he's punching Wardlow. And Wardlow just grabs him by the trunk up to his nipples.
So he can no longer reach down and punch his head. Yeah. Hits him with one power bomb and murders the guy. The referee takes one look at him and is like, nope, he's dead. Can't do it. Joe Graham, are you going to say something?
I got to question the booking on this. Why? For the last 2 weeks, we've had these legit no-name locals who's gotten multiple power bombs.
They're not no-name people that got the power bombs.
Weren't they?
One was Matt Sydal.
No, it was
okay. Maybe
they're all pretty legit guys.
It was Griff Garrison and Matt Sydal, right?
Yeah.
The last 2 weeks. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I guess you're right. I don't understand why this week it was only one. I don't get it.
Like he's getting, I guess they're telling the story that he's getting meaner and more fierce and putting more power behind it. I don't know. But
this was my favorite of all of them, though. I got to be honest. Even though there's only one.
I mean, it makes more sense than sitting there power bombing a guy 5 times. Because you do a power bomb 5 times, it doesn't get the power bomb over. Sort of devalues it.
True. So you could tell a difference, at least I could, in Wardlow's demeanor when he first came out. And I was sitting there looking at him and I was like, he's got heel type mannerisms going on here.
I know what it is, language. I know what it is. He can't get a haircut.
He's mad about it.
The haircut makes him look douchey. It does.
It does very much. Like in those stills, I'm like, you look like a complete dick.
He looks like the dick at your local gym. You know,
Yeah.
the power lifter guy. That's what he looks like. Yeah. He's your local dick gym guy. That's what Wardlow is now. But
Jim?
after the match was over, Tony Schiavone gets in the ring. This is so funny. He gets in the ring. It's like, Wardlow, what are you doing here? And it's like, wrestling a match because he has a contract to wrestle for AEW. Like, what the hell kind of question is that? What are you doing here? I thought that was.
Is that what he actually said?
Yeah. He's like, what are you doing? I'm paraphrasing it, but it was something to the effect of, what are you doing here? Like, it was some mystery that he was there wrestling for the company that hired him. But anyways, he points to his wristband, which says just 3 letters, MJF.
Now, mind you, it's been there for the last 2 weeks. This is not new information.
Yeah. Yeah, it was there. It was there last week. They just didn't point it out. He walks away, bumps against Schiavone, who falls completely on his ass and looks very disheveled, trying to get back up. So we got Joe Graham's thoughts here. Canada Dry, what did you think?
I was surprised with the shove off on Tony Schiavone. Right. And the fans instantly booed him. That was enough.
Yeah, because it's Tony
went from
Schiavone.
cheering him going Wardlow to like boo.
Because it's Tony Schiavone. He's an old man. You don't push him around like that.
Yeah. You don't.
I want to talk about the finish there for a second because, you know, when a wrestler's actually injured, you do the X, right?
Yeah.
At least
and
in
you
WWE.
can't do that for kayfabe.
They still do it from time to time, but yeah.
Yeah, but it's kind of frowned on, right?
Yeah.
I think it would be cool if the referee had a red towel he threw up or something.
No, it needs to be a white towel for him throwing in the towel.
It looks like you're throwing a flag on the play. Like you're about to penalize them. Maybe they need to have a disqualification flag. Like you throw a yellow flag in the air like in football.
Oh, it should be a black and white flag that matches their shirt.
It's 10-yard penalty. Ryan Nemeth declines because he's out cold.
Penalty declined. Victory Wardlow.
Fatality. No.
It's pretty much a fatality. Yeah, Nemeth is dead. That's what's going on here. Backstage, we got an interview with Kenny Omega about his match tonight. MJF wanders onto the screen kind of out of nowhere, and they discuss how there's 13 days left for MJF to apparently break Kenny Omega's record.
Now, the funny thing is, me and Jeremy were like, what's this 13 days thing about? Because they didn't explain it right away.
Yeah, it took me about 2 seconds. I was like, 13 days. I was like, oh, okay. Gotcha. I know what it is.
I was like, is there a match going to happen between these two?
Like, I had to go to Twitter, X, as Elon wants us to call it, and look up AEW's page to where they made mention of it then. I took a screenshot of it and sent it to Canada Dry because we heard the 13 days, but we're like, what? 13 days to what? Like,
me no understand.
The next pay-per-view is not 13 days away. Like, what are we getting at here? So then
I thought we were going to get like one night in Texas or something.
So this obviously has to be foreshadowing to something, I would think. I think this has to be, right? What do you guys think? Do you think this is some kind of foreshadowing of something going on?
I mean, it's MJF, so I would say yes, because he really plans out meticulously, like what he's going to do. But what it is, I have no clue.
Canada Dry, do you have any thoughts before we move on?
The interesting thing is that he will be 13 days. He still won't have the championship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if they're going to have to do a little big celebration and be like, except you don't have the belt.
I guess we'll see where this goes. But up next, we had Adam Cole at Roderick Strong's house. Now, I don't know if Roderick Strong could really afford that nice of a house or not. I'm questioning that a little bit by looking at his spot on the card over the years, but pretty damn nice place. But we see Adam Cole there. Another very weird kind of comedy shtick here. Made Roddy some coffee. Cole brought it to him, and but Adam, don't you know I don't like my coffee hot? And spits it out very dramatically. The Kingdom's sitting there. This looks like a bad like segment from like the Real World from like the early 90s. It's kind of what this looks like.
Yep.
he then makes a mention of well, when we were in Ring of Honor together way back in the day, he used to make great peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. So then we see this.
Wait a second. Look at this. Roderick is faking it, and Adam Cole has had enough. I think he's right.
What we get from the PB&J scene, guys, we get this very like erotic food segment of like putting on peanut butter and jelly in a very suggestive tone with a room of buff men sitting around.
First off, you're using the words peanut butter and jelly very loosely because that looked like some of the most you could tell that was organic peanut butter and like sugar-free jelly.
That's the shit that gets moldy like a half day after you bring it home from the supermarket.
And you got to constantly mix that peanut butter.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You got to constantly
the oil's got to be just right. Oh,
you get that bad oil that's going to like make you shit your pants all night. Ugh.
No, I need me some Skippy is what I need.
Like, you've been better off just getting like the Goober, the peanut butter and jelly in one jar.
Well, I haven't seen that stuff in years.
My kids like to get the Uncrustables. Like,
they
my
are
kid
delicious.
takes that for lunch.
Those things are expensive.
Yeah.
Yes, they are.
They are.
For what they are, like, I can make you Uncrustables.
But anyways, Cole finally gets fed up whenever the PB&J isn't good enough because he forgets to remove the crust for Roddy. I don't know why Roddy Strong is still wearing his hospital gown around the house, which is probably backless. So is he showing the Kingdom his ass every time he gets up and walks around? Basically. This is just such a weird segment. I mean, I sent Canada Dry a message, and I won't say verbatim what I said, but I said, this is effing weird. Like, this whole thing is just bizarre to me. I'm kind of over this. Like, it's just ridiculous.
But now Roddy Strong says he's going to become friends with MJF.
Yeah, it's just, this is getting like, I mean, it was funny when they were on the boat and caught the Big Show and all that shit, but like now it's just getting like.
Well, I think the injury really messes with the original story.
I guess so. That's got to be what it is.
So this is just kind of like holding us over kind of thing. Golden
Graham, what'd you think of this segment?
It was fine. I don't understand what's so special about Adam Cole's peanut butter and jelly. I didn't see anything there.
That peanut butter was nasty.
Maybe it's just the way that he put it together. Maybe it's
his facial expressions. Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's just so weird. I hope we don't see any more of this crap.
It did make me want to gave me a craving for peanut butter and jelly, though. Like a good peanut butter and jelly.
Ironically, I had a peanut butter and jelly earlier.
Now, What kind of jelly did you use?
Concord grape, just regular.
Okay, that's a good one. I like the Smuckers.
I like apple jelly.
I like apple jelly on toast.
Yeah. But you eat apple jelly and peanut butter, though? Can't be mixing that, right?
I do.
Yeah, I've done it before.
Mm-hmm. It's good. I used to take that for lunch way back in the day. Yeah.
You know what else is good? Sorry, I know we're going a little side quest again, but
no, go ahead.
Fluffernutter. Peanut butter and fluff.
I've heard of this.
It is really good. I mean, you need to have a big glass of milk to be able to swallow the the sandwich, but it's good.
Yeah, peanut butter and Nutella was always a favorite of mine too, back in the day.
My son loves that.
So Randy cannot have any nuts in her mouth.
Hi-oh.
What's so funny? She's allergic to nuts.
That's the way you said it, Canada Dry.
Oh! I did not mean that.
Yeah, okay.
Will you stop?
All right, gentlemen.
I know a lot of people that cannot have nuts in their mouth because they're allergic.
Do they just tell you that? Is
Like,
it people that you talk
they're
to
like,
in your
hey,
daily
Cameron,
life?
I just want you to know.
They just all tell you that?
I can't have any nuts in my mouth tonight.
Oh my God, this is going off the rails. All right, well, we got the Don Callis segment next. Good old Schiavone's in the ring. I don't know if he's still mad because he got knocked over by Wardlow or what, but he acts like he's calling out Saddam Hussein for an interview or something. Like he acts so appalled by the existence of Don Callis. But Don Callis comes out. Powerhouse Hobbs is with him. You know, he's got his usual crew. I do have to touch on what Powerhouse Hobbs said because he gave his rationale for why he attacked Chris Jericho.
Revenge.
Worst rationale ever.
He wanted revenge because Chris Jericho ignored him whenever he was a child. And
in the words of that thing. In the words
festered inside him, Jeremy.
Yes, it festered inside him. So much so, gentlemen, that he waited 3 years after the company started to finally decide to attack Chris Jericho. Yep. So, I mean, it had been festering for so long. And said,
because it's still real to him, damn it.
When I finally get in your presence, I'm going to make you pay, even though I was in your presence 3 years ago.
Did you know that gold around his neck?
Yeah.
That is from QT Marshall.
Is it?
Yeah,
it was a gift to try and make him happy.
Yeah, they were trying to get him back.
What if he started coming out with the paperclip necklace that Hogan had on Nitro at that time?
Did Hogan have a paperclip?
Yes, he did.
Yes. Google Hogan paperclip necklace. There was an episode. There was an episode of Nitro where he came out to the ring and did an interview and literally had a necklace of literally paper clips bound together around his neck. And Chris Van Vliet just questioned him about that in an interview, and he's like, I don't even remember that.
It was one of those times where he came out in jeans and no shirt.
But this was perfect for Hogan to say, to make him look good.
Yeah, he has a bullshit for everything else. Yeah.
My kid made that for me, and I promised I'd wear it on the show. You look like a freaking good dad, right?
Well, you know who made it? It wasn't his kid. It wasn't Nick. It was the dying kid at Wembley.
Oh,
yeah. He was there. That was
He's
the kid.
Brother, I wanted to wear that on the show for him one last time.
It's like, the kid smelled so damn bad. I knew he smelled like death, but he handed me this necklace of paper clips, brother. And I told him, one day I'm going to come out on the competition, brother. I won't be in this damn company anymore, brother. And
the funniest thing about that interview is that he's saying, well, something's really wrong with this kid, and his parents are freaking out because they're major Hulkamaniacs, right? You got to pay attention to your kid. They're all fawning over him and not worrying about their dead son.
Well, anyways, this evolves to Kyle Fletcher coming out and promising Don Callis that he's going to beat Kenny Omega tonight to impress him. So that's kind of how this segment whole ends.
Caleb does not like the Don Callis family.
I'm sorry, everyone. I don't like Don family. Make me angry. Yeah.
Me smash Don family.
You're not the only one, because Tony Schiavone apparently hates him too.
He hates him too, Caleb.
Very much with a passion. All right. We got a little Danhausen TV bit here. These commercials are kind of funny. What do you think they're going to do with Danhausen when he comes back? I mean, I
hope he's not with best friends. I
hope not too.
Oh, you know what would be cool if they did this? They probably won't, though, because...
What's that?
They give Danhausen a segment that he hosts, like the Brother Love Show or the Piper's Pit kind of thing.
I could see that. I think that would be a good use for Danhausen. I like that idea. Joe Graham, what do you think they're going to do with Danhausen, or what do you want to see them do with Danhausen?
I don't know. I'm really not sure. I kind of want to see him wrestle. legit wrestle, not this gimmicky thing. Like I kind of hope they go the route with OC where they make him like comedy, but slowly.
Well, he's not that great of a wrestler, right?
I don't. Honestly, I never knew about Danhausen until he came to AEW.
No, he's not at top echelon. Like his gimmick has carried him all this way.
Oh, well,
I mean, he's
I don't
okay.
know.
He's not horrible, but he's not like Kyle Fletcher was in this next match.
He was in Ring of Honor.
Yeah, that was towards the end when I really didn't want. I know he was a 6-man tag champ.
Ring of Honor at its worst, pretty much.
Not at its worst.
No,
probably its second worst.
He was in the pandemic era of Ring of Honor. That tells you anything. All right, moving on here. Lance Archer. Squish match number 2.
You want to answer this?
Squishy. Who was the better wrestler, British Bulldog or Owen Hart? That would be Owen Hart. For
me, it's Owen Hart.
Owen, 3-3. But Bulldog could go.
Bulldog was a great powerhouse style wrestler.
But no, he wasn't just powerhouse, because you remember some of those technical matches he had with Brett.
It's when he's motivated.
Owen.
Yeah.
It's when he's motivated is when he could have good matches.
Yeah.
You could tell there was times he was just phoning it in. Well, especially like late WWE run, you could tell.
Watch some of his 80s Japan matches. I mean, he had a match, I believe, with Dynamite Kid in Japan, 1-on-1 against each other. Find footage of that, because you're going to see some stuff from Davey Boy that I guarantee you've never seen in any other match.
Do you know it's Stampede Wrestling, Dynamite Kid versus Davey Boy Smith, hair versus hair match.
Oh, yeah?
Oh.
Stampede Wrestling.
Wow.
This is just after they lost the belts to the Hart Foundation, and they were no longer competing, and so they went against each other in Stampede.
Nice.
Real quick, before we move on, we didn't talk about the Kenny Omega interview.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to bring up that I really hope we get the cleaner back. I'm tired of this Kenny Omega who's always losing.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, he needs to come out with come out with the robe again and stuff too. Make him look a little more regal instead of just coming out in his tights. And
we didn't even get the North Carolina tonight. Like
they cut his entrance down a lot too. Like the intro to his theme, they cut it down. It just makes him not.
I think he's doing that on purpose to make him a little lackluster for when he comes back.
Yeah, he is. I would love if we got like his New Japan gimmick, like the grayish hair with the black leather jacket.
Oh, where he's trying to look like Sephiroth from Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah.
Now let's get into this amazing match, because this was a great match.
Yes.
Yes, this was fantastic. Out of nowhere, we see Lance Archer coming out, beating up somebody that at first I thought was one of the Young Bucks. And
did we skip the Kyle match?
That's after this.
It's after this.
Oh, because we already did the Don Callis bit.
Oh,
that's right. It was flip-flopped.
Yeah. Well, we'll go back to that. Let's go ahead and finish the Squitch match since we're talking about it. Yeah. I mean, there's not much to talk about here. Archer beats up some Buck lookalike that has a beard.
That's what I thought.
Out to the ring. Beats the shit out of him. Pins him 1, 2, 3. Nick Jackson.
Oh.
It was Rick Jackson. That's who it was. Guys, what did you think about this? This was totally unexpected and out of left field. I mean, they're giving him. Are they going to do the same thing?
I like the announcement. My favorite part of this: kicking him to the ring,
kicking his opponent to the ring. It's Archer.
No, because it was like Lance, and then the guy does a dive, and after he catches him, he's like Archer, and then walks out of the ring.
That was funny.
How would I like to see Jake the Snake?
Yeah, where's Jake Roberts at?
Yeah.
He still works for them.
He's like, it ain't worth my time to walk out to the ring for 2 seconds.
I love it when Jake is about to do a DDT to the opponent, and then Lance Archer won't let him, and then he's like, sorry, Nabbit. He's all disappointed.
Nabbit.
My thoughts on this is, I don't care. You've already seen We've seen this Lance Archer before.
Lance Archer, that's all.
I'm glad to see him back.
Yes.
I think he's a very, very underutilized talent in AEW.
But anyone who's seen him in New Japan knows he can actually do more than what he's doing here.
100%.
Mr. Isaacs, you've gone a little wonky on your voice.
Is it messing up?
Yeah.
It's a little fuzzy.
A little fuzzy? Is it any better?
Nope.
No.
We'll continue on, hopefully.
Well,
we can still hear you.
We'll just have to kind of go with it and see what happens. All right, well, let's go back to Omega versus Fletcher. I'll let you guys start with the commentary on this. Golden Graham, what did you think of Kenny Omega versus Kyle Fletcher?
This was the best thing on the show for me by a mile. Like, this is the Kenny Omega that we're all seeing and we want back. Like, the confident, just a guy flying around the ring. He's one of the best sellers in the business. Like, and it's just his, like, that move, that knee that he did to Fletcher at the end, where they're both running the ropes and Fletcher takes the knee and does a backflip, is just absolutely ridiculous. Like, the timing on that is just impeccable. And I just sat there and watched. Like, I really didn't have anything to say while doing it. I just sat there and watched these two go at it. It was great.
Does it sound any better?
Nope.
No.
I will talk and you can figure it out while I talk.
Does this sound any better?
No.
I'm probably gonna have to leave and come back in. You fix it.
Okay.
All right, I'll talk. You come back.
Yeah.
All right. So, what I love about Kyle Fletcher is he's the closest thing to Will Ospreay that we have in AEW right now.
Yes, I would agree with that statement.
This kid is soaked up. He's sat under the Will Ospreay learning tree.
Not a bad tree to be under.
No, it's like, forget Aussie Open. That team, it should be dead.
I as much as it sucks for Mark,
this kid, he could be a world champion as far as I'm concerned.
Dude, like I was really impressed. Like, when he came into the ring and confronted the Don Callis family, like, he felt like he belonged. He didn't feel like he was out of his league. I loved
the one move that Kenny Omega did when he slammed himself into the turnbuckle. I was like, that was brilliant selling. It looked real.
Yeah,
Kenny Omega is so good at that kind of stuff.
My favorite, but going back to that pre-show thing, my favorite thing was them insinuating that Will Ospreay was being begged by Don Callis to get Mr. Fletcher to take this match.
I hope they throw Fletcher to the wayside and he joins whatever Chris Jericho and Kenny Omega are doing.
That would be cool. I would like that. So we're going to go on.
Okay. What's after this?
I think it's just this was. We had the backstage interview with JR and Nick Wayne and Nick Wayne's mom, which is really good.
Yes.
I mean, Nick Wayne's mom isn't the best actress, but
yeah. So JR is kind of like, I gotta clear my throat so I can ask you these questions. And why? What do you think about what your son did? And I was taken back. I didn't expect this. Anyway, so Nick Wayne says, "You're dead to me, mother."
oof.
And she slaps him, and she's like, "I'm so sorry." And then they get out of the room, and Darby's beating the crap out of him. And they go on the ramp, and then all of a sudden, out comes Christian and Luchasaurus, and there's a brawl for all, and then Sting comes out and saves them. And,
we skipped the Sting segment. That's what happens when Mr. Isaac leaves.
Yeah, we'll get back to the Sting segment in a second,
gentlemen.
But we were just talking about the Nick Wayne segment.
Oh yes, and I want to talk about this because this was like my favorite part of the night, segment wise.
So tell me, F an expert, what did you think about this? About the Nick Wayne segment?
I think that. Well, to start it off towards the beginning, Jim Ross does not sound well.
No, we were talking about that.
His voice sounds very off and very weak. I don't know what's going on with the guy. I hope he's doing okay, but he did not sound well. I thought it was funny him speaking up to accost Nick Wayne for you're talking to your mom. You're not talking to mom like that, damn it. But,
I'm gonna put you over my knee.
Put you over my knee, son. My mama was hot like that. I wouldn't talk to her like that. But yeah,
my mama was hot like that.
That's
your mother. She's freaking hot. Talk to her that way.
Nick Wayne's mom, who they don't give a name to, which I think sounds incredibly goofy. Not a great actress, but I mean, she hit her lines the way she was supposed to. I like the story of Christian is a better father to him than he's ever had before. I like the raw emotion of this. I like Christian coming in the room and then mocking her, and I like her slapping him.
You should have called me back.
Yeah, I love that. I thought this was a great segment. I thought it felt real for the most part. I thought this did a lot for the storyline. Obviously, the Darby attack afterwards, led to more shenanigans. But I actually really liked this promo. I liked it.
We're looking every week for an interpreter, so you can understand our show better. We're working on that. We'll get to it.
Well, why don't we just have Ayaka come on and interpret for us? But what did you guys think of that? I mean, I was obviously gone for a few minutes there. I guess you talked about it, but did you like it?
Yes, I enjoyed the segment. I really did. Now, did Darby Allin lose a tooth, or is it just they cut him?
Nick Wayne, you mean?
Yes, Nick Wayne. Yes.
It looked like one of his teeth broke. Yeah,
I think they said he chipped a tooth.
Yeah,
but they could have just had blood coming there and made it look like that.
But if you look close enough, it looked like one of his teeth was jagged.
No, it looks like real blood. It doesn't look like packet.
No, but they could have razored his chin.
No, yeah. I mean,
no, I'm saying like one of his teeth legitimately looked messed up. Okay. Like one of his teeth right in the very front. So I think it was.
He's at the dentist right now as we speak.
Yeah.
I think it was. I mean, he's not going. I mean, I guess they're going to fly Dr. Baker and take care of him.
What if Britt Baker was there backstage and she repaired his tooth? Right back there, right next to the makeup section.
Yeah, you don't need. That's what she should do. She should have a dentist chair there with all her equipment ready to help the wrestlers in the situations.
Yeah,
I think my favorite thing from this though is Shivani on commentary mocking Nick Wayne, like, "Oh, my tooth, my tooth." He's like, "You big baby."
Now we skipped the Sting segment, so I'll put you back up here and you can lead us into that.
Okay. Did we talk about the Swerve music video?
No, we didn't talk about that.
Didn't.
I mean, is there anything really noteworthy you guys want to talk about with that?
Just that we're going to continue with Swerve and Paige.
Yeah.
I just hope it's not. It's what I hate it because you're taking all of Swerve's momentum away.
Yeah.
Having a one and done, that's all we needed. But we're going to get 50-50 booking out of this. And it's like, why?
At least we get to see Prince Nana dance.
Yeah.
Okay, real quick, little side quest here. Whose dance is better, Prince Nana or Daniel Garcia?
Nana.
Nana.
What do you say, Golden Graham?
I think I like Daniel Garcia's better.
Okay.
Just by a little bit.
Only because they've been holding out on you, stopping it from happening. I need it.
They're teasing it. They're teasing it. It's become a big old tease segment every week. All right, let's go ahead and so we're going to talk about the Sting segment, right?
Yes.
So we've got this long, drawn out segment. obviously not scripted. Sting kind of repeated himself several times here, but he came out and just kind of gave some highlights about his career. I've gone on my spiel about Sting before. I love the guy. He's literally 1 day older than my father, to the year, to the month, 1 day older. And that scares the hell out of me. When I see him like jump off of shit in AEW, I'm like, oh my God. I want my dad to retire, and Sting's jumping off shit on national television, and he's a day older. But
we all know your dad, when he sees Big Bill on TV, he's like, there's Big Bill.
Big Bill, put Big Bill in there. I'll kick all their asses. Is what he used to tell me as a child. Yeah. They antagonize me about wrestling. But yeah, Sting says that at Revolution 2024, he's going to have his final match. Now, I'm going to ask you, gentlemen, because I want to know what each of you think. Who do you think Sting is going to wrestle on that card?
Darby.
Canada Dry.
I was thinking it was going to be Jericho because I thought it was going to be at All Out or All In, but it's probably going to be Darby.
Golden Graham.
Darby.
But isn't Darby going to be climbing Mount Everest?
I'm not sure when he's doing it.
Yeah, we don't know when that's going to be. He's been talking about it forever. I'm with you guys. The first name that popped in my head was Darby. I figure it's going to be I respect you so much. I want you to be my last match. And then like a couple weeks before, Sting will smack him around and be like, I don't think you have what it takes to beat me. And whatever.
Jericho's feel.
So I think at that point, it's going to be Darby versus Sting. Yeah. All right.
Okay, so I just want to say, like, real quick before we move on.
Yeah.
Like, everyone here knows Canada Dry and his affinity for Bret the Hitman Hart.
Yeah.
Well, that's a understatement of the century.
Exactly.
For
And also,
if
you don't know, Mr. Isaac is also a big Bret mark.
I am. My favorite wrestler of all time.
So, like, as big as a fan Canada Dry is of Bret Hart, that's me for
You
Sting.
also are a big fan of Bret Hart. Thank you.
No. I am, but not as big. But Sting is like...
I know. You're a big Sting mark.
I was always a bigger WCW fan than WWF fan.
Yeah.
So Sting is my number one. So...
And you know that Bret Hart has said so many nice things about Sting.
Yeah. I've never said a bad thing about Bret other than I just don't like him.
No, but I'm saying, like, Bret Hart gave us seal approval on Sting. So
yeah, that's...
How could we say anything bad about Sting?
I mean, Sting was Sting was almost kind of like in the early 1990s and early WCW. Like if you took Hulk Hogan and the Ultimate Warrior, mixed them together, you would kind of have the aesthetic of Sting. They kind of gave him like the all-American type persona, the Californian.
He was
blonde hair.
from Venice. He was from Venice Beach.
Yep.
He was a bodybuilder. Had the blonde,
they gave him the
hair.
Hogan all-American aesthetic, but with like the Warrior Blade Runner face paint and tights. So it was kind of like an amalgamation.
Did you watch the Bret Hart versus Sting match in WCW?
I did. Yeah, I don't remember a ton about it.
It wasn't very good.
I mean, but that's par for the course for WCW. So,
like, I imagine if this match had happened in WWE a few years earlier.
Yes, it would have been great.
Yeah,
it would have been at WrestleMania.
Hell, if they could have wrestled in TNA in the mid 2000s, if Hart never got injured and he had wrestled.
So that's what I get to is like, I really appreciate this because like Canada Dry didn't get to have his like farewell tour with Bret because it was taken away from him way too soon.
Yeah,
I will be forever grateful that Sting said, "Hey, you have 4 more months with me, and that's it." Because he could have said, "I'm done tonight," and I would have been like really sad.
Yeah.
But I'm very glad that we at least get to give him his flowers on his way out the door. And he's leaving on his terms.
I'm excited about it too. Yeah, because Sting is awesome. He's had a long career. He's got a great reputation. Everybody loves Sting. And yeah, I just hope he goes out with a really good match that's suitable for him, and I hope he's satisfied with it. I do. Worst case scenario, guys. What if they brought in Ric Flair for a final last match?
Oh no, please.
I'd rather them bring
It
in
would
Arn Anderson.
it would ruin Sting's moment.
It would. Yeah, it would. But I mean, it's just it's kind of sad that there's no like legendary Sting opponents that you could really bring in to do this.
That's why I think Jericho would be it would be pretty cool.
But that's not one of his like classic rivals, though. I mean,
no, but they never fought.
It is somebody from WCW, though. I mean, I think if it's not Darby, that's a realistic possibility. Yeah, maybe Jericho. I would like to see.
I think it's got to like Jericho doesn't need it. It's got to be Darby or someone who can get the rub.
Yeah,
that they want. Like I would even like if they went the Daniel Garcia route. I'd be fine with that. Build him up. Like, I feel like it needs to be a young
Sting out of dance, right?
Watch his final match be a squish against Wardlow.
Oh no!
One powerbomb, it's done.
I would turn
knock
off
Shivani over.
I would turn off the TV every time Wardlow came on my television. If that
I was going to say, Joe Graham will retire from this podcasting network.
Where'd Joe Graham go? Where'd he go?
He's pissed off. Sting got killed by
Wardlow. Joe Graham. He's not good. I don't even know what that accent is.
I don't know either.
I went pissed off at Joe Graham.
Yeah, I can't even put a finger on where that's from.
I think it's an old person. That's what I think it is.
Oh, okay.
I think it's some, I don't know. It sounds like a over-exaggerated character from like a Three Stooges skit or something.
Timmy fell in the well when he just saved him.
All right, so we had Tony Storm after this. Gone with the Storm. We got another.
That was great! Oh my goodness!
Another kind of little silent film in the picture-in-picture.
Yes.
These are pretty funny. I gotta admit, they're pretty entertaining.
And what's amazing about these is you're just looking at this. You're not. You don't even know the commercials are there.
Yeah. It totally steals the thunder from whatever they're advertising. Like, who gives a shit about Domino's Pizza when you got a grayscale Tony Storm sitting there acting out something in a silent film? I mean,
yes, I think this is they realized that they had to do the silent film with the words in it.
Yeah,
this was even better than last week's.
Joe Graham, what'd you think of it?
I enjoyed it. Like I said, I really enjoyed the words this time. Like. The last one last week, it took me a while to figure out what the gist of it was that she was rushing to get because this, like last week, she was rushing to get to the studio or to the stadium to go and interfere in the match. So now this time is just something totally different.
So, Graham, really, did you read his comment?
I'm assuming it's he's talking about the one.
Oh, I thought he wanted this one read.
No, he wants the one before it read, I imagine.
Now go back to the other one.
I'm putting it up. I don't know.
We'll read your comment, Caleb. I am emotionally crying during wrestling because of my disability, crying about Sting. He is my role model in pro wrestling. Yeah.
So, I want to say, Caleb, there should be tears of happiness, not sadness.
Yeah.
Don't cry because it's over. Smile because
look, man, Sting has made millions of dollars doing this. Sting is still doing this literally in his 60s. A lot of his contemporaries passed away decades ago.
Yeah.
He's been fortunate. He's had a great run. He's had a great career.
Dude, he's in his 60s and no one is saying that he's embarrassing himself.
No.
All right, let's get on to the main event.
All right. We've got some other notes of just little segments here and there, but we can kind of skip over that.
We're at an hour 9.
Yeah, we're at an hour 9. Let's go ahead and get to the main event here. We got the Dynamite Dozen Battle Royal. Now, I will get your guys' thoughts on this, but I want to get this thought off my head first. Schiavone on commentary when Daddy Magic stopped Danny Garcia from doing his dance. He said in a very flighty voice, Daddy said no. I'm convinced I'm going to wake up in the middle of the night having a nightmare, and it's going to be Schiavone saying, "Daddy said no." I'm going to be like, "What the hell is going on
Now,
here?"
my question for you is: Daddy Magic actually getting a little bit over on this?
I guess. I mean, I guess he's getting over a little bit.
It's like
as a
he's.
singles guy.
If I had to pick like someone out of that group, I'm picking Daddy Magic, and I'm picking Daniel Garcia.
Yeah.
Like the rest are kind of like, eh.
Yeah, I mean, Cool Hand is just, and
like ironically, I like Cool Hand Ange more than I like Daddy Magic. I don't know what it is. I mean,
it's the name.
It probably is. But I don't know.
Like Daddy Magic looks like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. He's about to burst all over New York City.
Maybe it's because he's just not talking about his nipples anymore. I don't know.
But at least he's interesting, right? All he's got some like.
He definitely has the charisma going for him.
Yeah,
I will give him that.
Did either of you gentlemen make note? And I'm assuming the answer is no. Of all 12 people that were in this match.
I did not.
No, I did not either.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
So I was messaging Canada Dry here, and I said, "This is about the most lackluster Dynamite Diamond Battle Royal we've ever had."
I said, "Hey, whoa!
I understand.
Lackluster.
So, look, my problem.
Let's call it a mid-card battle royal."
Well, see, that's my problem. The winner gets to face MJF. And I know it's for the ring and not the title, but it's the fact that he's the world champion. And most of these, I never.
Well, you know what? The other reason is because they needed it to be believable that Soft Serve could win the match.
I mean, but that's the problem, though. You made it too safe. We talked about this last week. It's like if you just have Juice in there with a bunch of guys that we know aren't going to win, it's not going to be.
They telegraphed the whole thing, except for the thing they switched Max and Dustin Rhodes.
I do think it was funny when MJF came down to the ring and slid Dustin some money so that Dustin would hit the Shattered Dreams on Juice Robinson. I thought that was hilarious and a nice little callback.
It was a scumbag thing to do, but he was our scumbag.
Yeah. Kind of a little callback to the Shattered Dreams he used to do as Gold Dust back in the day.
Yep.
This match was okay. Yeah, it was okay. I mean, it was nothing special. I mean, I think everybody thought that Juice Robinson was going to win. They teased Caster possibly winning. I didn't see that happening. I knew for storyline purposes it had to be Juice Robinson.
Yeah. So if you did not pick him on the form tonight, if you're in AW Prediction League,
I'd like to see some.
I do have some. Someone put MJF.
MJF is going to wrestle himself.
MJF is winning the Battle Royal and wrestling himself.
Did a lot of people get the right answer on this, though?
I didn't look at the overall results.
Now, if MJF won the match against himself, would he then take the ring off of one hand and put it on the other?
That would be yeah.
I mean, that's what would have to happen, right?
So it was predictable. I don't think we need to go any further.
Well, I will say one thing though, like they didn't rush through this match, which is what they normally do.
Yeah,
it was very well paced out. Yeah,
you know what? Even though it was mid card, it was still entertaining.
Yes, it was entertaining, but
yeah,
I would prefer maybe just like one more higher up, just to give us the doubt of it not being.
So
juiced.
Switchblade Jay White comes out and attacks MJF. They're fighting. MJF about to nail him with the belt, and he gets nailed back with a low blow, I think.
Yep, low blow.
And then Max Caster's all worried about his friend and gets tossed out. He gets tossed out after he gets hit with that cheapo ring.
It's $25 from TJ Maxx ring.
Yes.
Oh, and I forgot to mention, since Golden Graham pointed that out, there was a TJ Maxx chant.
Yes.
Which was pretty amazing. Yeah, so we all knew this was going to happen. Juice Robinson wins. Little schmoss between MJF and Jay White. I like the ending to this.
Yeah,
I thought it suited its purpose of advancing the main event angle here. I'm still baffled that we haven't seen the masked marauders led by the devil again. I guess they're just going to wait till the damn pay-per-view to do that, which makes me think this is going to be kind of a screwy finish for this match, which I don't like.
I think it's got to be. I don't think you want to pin either MJF or Jay White at the moment. So,
do you gentlemen think there's been any additional clues that I'm just not picking up on who the culprit is? Culprits.
I think it's Wardlow.
Yeah, I did too. I think it's Wardlow.
Yeah, at this point, it might be Wardlow. Now that they've revealed,
but who are the goons that are with him?
I don't think that matters. I think it's just.
I think they'll reveal some people. Possibly Sean Spears is one of them.
Maybe.
Do you think there's any chance after tonight's interaction that Omega had something to do with it?
No.
Don't think so.
I would love it if it was FTR though.
Yeah.
FTR, Wardlow, and Sean Spears.
Okay.
Or Edge.
On him.
It's just going to be interesting. It still just baffles me that they haven't made any mention of this for several weeks now.
The Pinnacle. Bring the Pinnacle back.
They just very offhandedly, Jay White mentions it in his promo. That's about it.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, let's go ahead and start wrapping this up. Canada Dry, before we get to the match of the night and segment of the night and bell rating, do you want to do any kind of plugs or anything here?
Well, since NWA has announced a TV deal, let's do our plug for FTW Wrestling School. As you know, they have a school in Largo, Florida, and let's show it.
Determination, perseverance. These are the qualities that make a champion. Do you have what it takes to be the next wrestling superstar? Are you ready to turn your dreams into a reality? At Fight the World Wrestling's World Wrestling Academy, we can help you become the champion you were meant to be. Our world travel trainers, Brian Idol and Natalia Markova, are well-known industry professionals with years of experience in the world of wrestling. From the basics to advanced techniques, they are dedicated to help give you the tools that you need to succeed in the ring. Our training program is tailored to challenge you, push you to your limits, and help you discover your full potential. Come join our diverse group of talent. Join us at Fight the World Wrestling's World Wrestling Academy and make your dream a reality. Visit our website or contact us to learn more and start your journey to the top today.
So yeah, that's FTW Wrestling School, Largo, Florida. $250 a month. You get trained by two of the best, Natalia Markova, Brian Idol. And I guess we have some shows going on this week. We have Wrestling with the Paranormal on Friday.
Yes.
And we got some. We're gonna do. We got the FN expert on the show with us.
Yes, and I'm very excited about that because I'm talking about my other major fandom and love, horror films.
Yeah, so we're gonna get into. We're gonna have my top 3 horror films, Mr. Isaac's top 3 horror films, Liam's top 3 horror films, and we're gonna find out what the Enlightened One's favorite horror film is.
Ooh,
so that's 10 in total to find out, and then we're gonna vote and see which one is number 1, number 2, number 3.
All right, sounds good. All right, gentlemen, we are at our main event here on this channel. We're gonna choose match of the night, segment of the night, and give an overall bell rating for this edition of AEW Dynamite.
We need the Jeopardy music or something.
I'm going to start with effing Golden Graham here. What say you, pal?
Okay, so match of the night is Omega and Kyle Fletcher. I don't think there's really any debate on that, at least from my opinion. I'm gonna go my segment tonight. I'm gonna go with the Edge or the Adam Copeland sit down interview. I really like that, and like I really enjoyed everything. I'm gonna give this 4.25 tonight.
Do you know what I have to say about that?
What?
Candid F and dry. What do you say?
Kyle Fletcher, Kenny Omega, my match of the night. Segment of the night, Nick Wayne and his mom. And I'm giving this episode a 4.37.
I think we're gonna have to pass an ordinance here that it has to be an increment of 0.25 at least.
And I have something else I have to say.
What's that?
The best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. The best.
I have to remember to pause that right at the right time.
All right. I will go with mine now. My match of the night. We're at a sweep here, fellas. It's gonna be Fletcher versus Omega. I mean, great match. I know I tuned out when you guys were talking about that, but I absolutely love that match. Kyle Fletcher's a future star. Kenny Omega's a legend. Excellent match. Top notch.
Now, we were talking, and I have to get your opinion. Is he not the closest thing to Will Ospreay AEW has right now?
Yes.
Like,
he literally looks like him.
Could he not be? Isn't he a future world champion? They need to break up this tag team and let this guy shine.
Yeah, Aussie Open needs to not be a thing anymore. Kyle Fletcher needs to be a single star. He's got. I want to see
what this other guy can do on his own too. Like, he's a big guy.
And and I mean, Kyle Fletcher is a tall guy. He's not little, but he's super athletic. He can do all the same moves, and he's 24 years old. Strap a rocket to this guy.
Yeah,
I can't. I'm gonna be honest. I can't believe New Japan let him go.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, also look at the matches between maybe him and Nick Wayne.
Yeah,
for world championships.
You know what? A decade from now, that might be the main event feud in AEW.
Or Kyle Fletcher versus Danny Garcia.
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah. My segment of the night was Nick Wayne and his mom. I love that. I love Christian coming in. Nick Wayne's mom is hot as hell. I mean, I just loved it. Everything about the segment. The only thing I didn't like about it was that Jim Ross didn't sound like he was all together. So that's the only thing I didn't like about it. I thought this was a really good show. I did. I'm going to give this a little bit of a higher rating than I usually give it, and I'm going to give it 4 bells.
Ooh.
So what does that give us as a composite score, Mr. Graham?
We are at a 4.2.
A 4.2?
4.2 after I gave it that weird rating?
Well, it's 4.206666666666.
That's right. That's right.
I see. He's just wanting to throw off your math. That's what he's doing. That's why he gives us these odd numbers all the time.
So if you would like it to, it's technically 4.21 is the 2-digit answer. So
kind of dry.
Will you stop?
And I think we've ran on enough. You want a shirt? Go to Pro Wrestling Tees. I'm not going to show anything. On behalf of Mr. Isaacs, on behalf of Golden Graham, on behalf of myself, Canada Dry, we wish you good night. But before you go, I just want you to know that life is hard, and sometimes it just sucks. It just sucks. We're not going to candy coat it. Sometimes what you're going through isn't fun, and but I want you to know that it's only going to last this long, and then when you get to the other side, things are going to get better. And you're going to be able to pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and just like you always do, you're going to just keep fighting. And I wasn't ready for the outro. Where the hell is the outro on this thing? There's like 15 of them. There we go.
Just cut.
This has been an effing worldwide media production. You can find us on all social media platforms like Facebook, Twitter, and others. Head over to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/effing wrestling. And while you're there, click like and subscribe. Want some swag? Head to our store at prowrestlingtees.com/effing wrestling. You can find all these links and much more at our awesome website, effingwrestling.com. As the JFB always says, you can book it.
Welcome to Jello Talk. I'm your host, Peter Jello. What's your favorite kind of Jello?
Grape ape.